Hello, everyone, and welcome to my rant. So my name is Kazum Kodri, as you all know, and I'm a bit excited about today's episode because of many things. So I'm starting a new, should I say, sub series in my podcast, which I title "My White Paper." I would to say I was actually thinking of my white voice, but I just felt my white paper would make sense because I was supposed to type this out. So everything in this episode should actually be written out, you understand? So I think that's what I'll do at the end of each episode or probably 1 week after. So what I'll do is we have it comes out in podcast format first, then 1 week after the written format. So in case those of us that want to read it on later on. But they're actually just my white papers with my thoughts. I wouldn't want to call them white papers because they are not like proven and everything, but these are still my rant, but in a more researched format. So the first white paper I have is based on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. So I think most people saw this coming because I always talked about this. I was always interested about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency since I think I knew about Bitcoin since 2014, but I then didn't have enough cash to even buy one Bitcoin, and I didn't have credit card because it was just complicated purchasing things over here in Nigeria since then. But so far, I think I have some Bitcoin, not that much. I sold most of them when I wanted to purchase my laptop. It was one of the asset I had to purchase my laptop then. Okay, so I did a bit of research for today's episode, so you wouldn't mind following me on this journey to actually enjoy what I've discovered so far. So, but I'll try to break this episode down in many forms, so we don't go on just one stretch. Get okay. So to start, first of all, what is cryptocurrency? Because I wouldn't want to jump down to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is it's something different entirely. Let me put it that way. So first of all, what is cryptocurrency? Okay, so cryptocurrency is basically a digital money. That's just what it is. So what you call money, which is a legal tender. So a digital version of a legal tender, which is money, but it's online. So you can't get a physical cryptocurrency. Although there have been some printing Bitcoin, but just getting QR code. It's still digital because you still don't get the feel of an actual Bitcoin, you understand? Because they are all cryptocurrencies and they are damn that digital. So disclaimer before I move on is everything here are just limited to my understanding, my little research I've done. So for the text version, I would place the links to my what I used for research. So the website I checked, videos I watched. So I'll list all those down there so you can also validate what I said if it's true and go on do your own research. I really like to get everybody's opinion concerning this sub series I'll be having. Okay, and first of all, to get the text version, it's going to be on my website kaz.com.ng. So in case you need that, just check out kaz.com.ng. So kaz.com.ng. So let's move on. So first of all, I explained what cryptocurrencies are, and we have so many cryptocurrencies out there. In fact, I think for every day there's one new cryptocurrency coming out, and a lot of countries are adopting it. A lot of people. I also am a big fan of cryptocurrency because of the goal of cryptocurrencies in the first place, which I'll just discuss in a minute. So what are the goals of cryptocurrency? Basically, to make payments online, and to the next part, which I'm going to, is what I call decentralization. So whereby you don't have a central authority controlling how people buy and spend. So like a physical cash, whenever you buy and sell something, you have to validate if the cash is actually original. So there are many ways to do that for each currency. I really don't know how they do in other currencies, but one of the ways in Nigeria is like you carry you take the piece of paper, or that's the money. So let's just say 1,000 naira, and you can probably get light from the back of the money, and you just see it. So there's like an image of probably maybe Nnamdi Azikiwe. I think that's on 500 naira. You see it on, but it's not like something you can actually see directly. So that's one of the ways a layman would actually just validate if this money is actually original or not. You understand? But that's basically it for how we validate on this part. But definitely, all currencies go through banks, go through many other regulation systems. So from banks, it goes to the CBN. Then the CBN takes in all the money and creates new ones, mints new versions, so they don't put dirty money back into circulation. So that's another way whereby these authorities, sorry for using so many times, another way where authorities are able to ensure cash flow in the economy constantly. So basically, that's a bit of what, not all, I can't really list out all this. I've not really sat down in any forum to understand the goals of, but one of the needs I knew it was trying to solve is for each and everyone to be able to access money, because there are some places in Africa people can't actually buy and sell because the money is probably worthless, or you can't access your money, like when the financial crisis happened in America. I think that was 2008. A lot of people wanted to withdraw their money out of the banks, but they couldn't because their money were all tied up to this financial system, and they didn't want everybody to take out their money because you just crumble the whole system. In general, I think it happened in 1914 also. The Great Depression. I think that's the date, yeah, if I'm correct. And also, there have been times here in Nigeria we had recession, fuel prices, so people want to just withdraw their money. I even think recently, not really. I think the servers of Zenith Bank were overloaded. Some other banks, not the Zenith banks, because I think people were trying to pay salaries and people weren't getting their salaries. It affected most people. I was actually scared, because not really scared though, but I knew it was just an issue, because I understand what could possibly be happening and how the programmers and the network administrators of each of those banks will be going up and down, just trying to ensure that issue was fixed. But those are some of the reasons why cryptocurrencies were created in the first place. So basically, that's just there are so many cryptocurrencies, so that's the next part I'm going to. So yeah, I even think it started way back in I think 1988 thereabouts, when the first thought of cryptocurrencies came to be. You understand? So these guys that felt okay, there was need for this, how we go about it. White papers were written, not like my own current white papers, but a lot of papers were written about this part. So I think we should all check that out. I'll link some of them in the text version of this podcast. Okay, so that's basically an introduction to cryptocurrency. My goal here is to make all this my research as easy as possible for anyone to be able to grasp. So I won't be going into too much jargons or too much details. You understand? So that's why I would have to link each article or videos I've watched, so everybody can go check it out and get better understanding. That's if I'm not breaking things down as much as I should down over here. You get? So basically that's for cryptocurrency, and I want to pause this episode here so we take a break before we move on to the next session of this episode, if that's fine by you. Thank you very much. Yeah, welcome back. My name is Kazim Kodri, and welcome back to my rant. And we're still discussing about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. So we stopped at explaining basically what cryptocurrencies are, and I just want to take us on a little bit of a journey. Let me call it a journey, because cryptocurrency, I think the first one was created in 1989 by a guy called David Chaum. From creating that cryptocurrency, he called it eCash, and the whole goal was to have a way whereby you can anonymously send money between two people. So you can transfer, I want to buy and sell. So basically what we do with money, but you can do it anonymously. That was the goal. But having a central party, a trusted party between both, a trusted body between both parties. So the person buying and selling, to validate that, okay, this person actually has the amount of money he wants to send to me, and I should have the amount of money you understand? Basically the way money works. So this guy created it in a company called Zcash in 1989. That I just want to bring that brief, because I want us to understand that Bitcoin is not actually the first cryptocurrency, neither is it going to be the last, but it's actually the most popular and the most valuable currently. Because as at me recording this episode, April 2nd, Bitcoin is currently at over $59,000, and it's going to definitely go higher than that over time and probably go lower, because as everything they're all built on trust. So how do people trust it? That's basically how money works. So mentioning how money works, so let me quickly go over how the current money we spend, how they all work. So this is my own understanding of how money works and a little bit of research I've done. Don't forget, it's my white paper. So every money or every currency we have are all built on trust. So I trust that this money you're giving to me, what's this? So I equate trust with value. Sorry, let me know if lose anyone there. What I mean is, I have 100 naira. I trust that you are giving me, let's say if someone gives me 100 naira, let me put it that way. So you are giving me 100 naira. So Kazim, take this 100 naira. So I trust that you are giving me something that is legal, that I can actually use to purchase something. And that thing I'm purchasing should equate to the value which 100 naira is. So the market determines the value normally, but we still trust that this value should be this, because if you don't trust that a bottle of water is 100 naira, you don't pay 100 naira for the bottle of water, and which will determine if the value of that bottle of water would actually increase or decrease. So that's still up for economics. I don't want to go too deep in explaining how that part works. But if I feel the value of this bottle is not 100 naira, I don't buy it for 100 naira, and let's say everybody in Nigeria doesn't buy a bottle of water for 100 naira, that would actually make the manufacturer either reduce the price or increase it. So the manufacturer can actually choose to increase it. So maybe he feels we feel we are undervaluing this bottle of water, so he might increase it to 200 and we all buy it from 200, or he might reduce it to 15 naira and we all buy it from 15 naira. So one of those two works, you understand. But basically, I'm equating the value of one bottle of water to 100 naira, which was given to me by someone. So it's basically used for transactions, you understand. There's always a transaction going on. That's one thing we have to always understand. But basically, that's how money works. So a legal way I can actually give, let's just say a legal, I don't want to say paper, because paper is limiting what money actually is. But a legal tender I can actually tender to for transactions. So I want to give you 100 naira, and you understand that this is backed by the central bank of my country, or by a financial institution or a central trusted body that says that whenever someone gives me 100 naira, I know that this 100 naira, this value is 100 naira, that I can actually translate that to something else. Maybe I buy a bottle of water, as I explained earlier. So basically, that's what money is in a simpler sense. So how do we come about money? So that I don't want to go too far behind, but let's move over to the American dollar, which is very popular and we all know. I think we have all heard about a dollar before. So how dollars work? Originally, when dollars started, like when they created the American dollar initially, it was backed by a certain amount of gold. So let's say, assuming $1 was backed by 1 kg of gold. So for every $1 that was printed, America should have 1 kg of gold. So if there are $1 million in circulation, there should be 1 million kg of gold in the central bank. So as to say that whenever I give someone 100 naira, that means I'm giving the person 1 kg of gold. So basically, because we trust gold. Now, I earlier explained that money is built on trust, equated with value. So I trust that you are giving me 1 kg of gold, which I value to be 1 bottle of water. You understand? Yeah, I think that's basically it. So, how did this change? Because it definitely changed. It's not $1 is not but sorry, I'm just using an assumption here. I can't remember the exact figure of each dollar to a kg or whatever you used to equate the value of gold. But I can't remember exactly what it is. But let's just assume $1 was equal to 1 kg of gold. But as time went, people felt okay. So I feel my $1 should be equal to 2 kg of gold because it's more valuable. You understand? So that's how value of money changes. It's based on trust. So I trust that it should be this. It's not really should I say, it's not like someone wakes up in the morning and say $1 should be 2 kg of gold. But people just trust it. It's general. That and then trading happens. So people buy dollar with gold and gold with dollar. So those transactions increase or decrease the value of a currency, basically. So America had to shift from backing each dollar to gold because they felt they had an issue at the point. So they were fighting wars, and they felt okay. We need to print out more money, and we can't print out more money if we don't have more gold, and we can't have more gold if we don't have men mining for gold. So they felt, how do we solve this problem? And one of the ideas that came up was to remove the backing of gold to each dollar. So technically saying, I don't want to back my dollar by gold. So I don't have, for every dollar I print, I don't have that equivalence of gold in the bank because I want to be able to print as much dollar as I want to print since I don't have enough gold. So that's basically what happened. So from that moment, they shifted from backing a dollar from gold to trust. Don't forget, I said every currency or money is being backed by trust equivalent to value. So I put the value of $1 to gold, you understand? But basically, that's what happened. That's what shifted how money works. And today, every currency is being backed by a dollar. So for Naira now, I think we have 350 or 360 about to $1. So for every 360 Naira I should have in my pocket, it's equivalent to $1. So for every time Nigerian Central Bank prints 365 Naira, it should have $1 to back it. So in case I want to change my money back, I should be able to get $1 back. That's basically how it works. Understand? That's why we always find situations whereby they ask, what's the value of dollar to a Naira? I'm using Naira because I'm definitely in Nigeria. You understand? That's basically in simpler terms. But to move on, we have to understand why the need for a cryptocurrency came about to be. So in the previous episode, I explained goals. So people felt I should be able to buy and sell online since we had something called the internet in general. So many currencies came. We had eCash. We had so many other ones. I can't really remember all of them. But a guy, I don't know, maybe it's even a guy, thought of creating something called Bitcoin. But felt in the process of him creating Bitcoin, created something with it, which is called the blockchain technology. So the blockchain is basically, should I say, a database or a framework of building things. So you can actually use the blockchain to do almost anything. So for voting, banking, research, website, a lot of things. There are many applications to blockchain, but one of these applications is cryptocurrency, which a form of cryptocurrency which we call Bitcoin. Because I feel you can secret a different type of cryptocurrency that won't be backed by the blockchain. Maybe a different framework entirely. I would call it a framework because basically that's what it is in a simpler sense. So, he created Bitcoin. That's Satoshi Nakamoto. That's the alias person. No one really knows the true identity of this person, and I feel he's not from Japan because Satoshi Nakamoto sounds like a Japanese name. I think it even has a meaning in Japanese, but let's not dive into that. That's not what I'm here to discuss today. But basically, created this currency we have today, this cryptocurrency we have today, called Bitcoin, based on the blockchain technology, which works. Does, let me put it that way. So we have two parties wanting to transact. So I want to buy a bottle of water. So I'll still go back to my analogy. I want to buy a bottle of water, and how normal currency works is, so for every one, like I explained, for every 360 Naira, there has to be $1 to back it up. and there has to be a trusted party in between to every transaction. So a bank has to be able to tell that, okay, person A has $1 and would pay person B that $1. So when, like, I go to a store to buy something and I drop my credit card or my debit card, once the store can validate from the bank that I have this amount of money in my bank, the store gives should I say validates that transaction and withdraws that amount from my account to their own account. So that's how money just moves digitally. So I'm going to be enclosing my whole analogy now to digital space, which makes it easier. So that's basically how money works. But what Bitcoin was trying to solve was to a way whereby you can make this whole transaction without having that middleman, which is the financial institution. Sorry, the financial institution, which is either the bank or the central bank, whatever it is, that validates those two parties. You understand? So you shouldn't be able to have. I shouldn't be able to print more than. I shouldn't be able to print a naira because I don't have the rights to do that. But you know, we're in a digital world whereby we have cryptocurrencies that everything can be copied. So we was trying to avoid a way whereby I can buy something with 1 naira and copy it back and buy again with another 1 naira, which is the same naira. So we're trying to avoid that issue and not having a middleman to be able to tell who is doing this. There's actually a middleman. I'll get back to that, but not having a physical or an establishment or an organization being the middleman to validate this transaction. So that was what Bitcoin was trying to solve. And you can also do this anonymously, so you don't have to have your name and your email address out there, because this is another thing about privacy that they're trying to solve. So this birthed Bitcoin, which I have today, and basically we could use this currency to make transactions. So how do we validate if this currency is actually valid in the first place? So that's where we have something called mining in Bitcoin. So for every time any transaction happens, we have different parties that would have to validate if this amount of Bitcoin or this coin has been spent before. So if it has been spent before, is this person still spending it again? So whenever I send 1 Bitcoin to you, I don't have that Bitcoin again. So I've sent it to you. I don't have that copy of Bitcoin again. So someone has to validate that, okay, this copy of Bitcoin has moved from person A to person B. So person B owns this amount of Bitcoin now. That's basically how the whole blockchain and Bitcoin technology works. But in the next episode, I'll be able to break down the history or what I feel the future of Bitcoin will be and the nitty-gritty. So the good, what I feel the disadvantages and the advantages of Bitcoin are. Thank you very much. I know you're still listening, so keep tuned for the next episode about that.